We are here at Good Things 2024 with Kerry King. How are you, my man?
Pretty not bad.
Yeah? You enjoying the being back in Australia?
I love Australia. I'd rather it be a little cooler, but you know, beggars can't be choosy.
Today is, no shit, the hottest day of the year. We looked at it on the thermometer and we're like, this is hectic. But man, what a day. To wrap it up, it's going to be incredible. Of course, this is 5 years since we last saw you.
Yeah, I looked it up. We were here in 19. And I went on one of my only vacations after that. That's how I remember we were here in 19. It was great. I got friends here. It's always a good time down here.
Where'd you go? Where did it take you, your adventures?
The vacation, we went to Bora Bora.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
well, that last Slayer tour.
It's amazing.
That last Slayer tour was amazing here, man. Like, I caught you 2 shows.
Cool.
And man, yeah, what a good time. And of course, you're here for Good Things. Have you had the chance to check out any bands, or you just go?
Well, I can't remember what the situation was in Melbourne, but we bolted from the stage for whatever reason. Oh, they were going to shut down the road, one of the roads by the venue. So we went from the stage to the van back to the hotel so we didn't get stuck in it. And yesterday, it was just a muddy mess in Sydney. So we did the same thing. We went from the stage to the hotel. So we'll see what happens today. I don't know.
Touring Australia during summer sounds like a good idea, but you can't.
It is a good idea.
How it's gonna go?
But that muddy festival in Sydney was. It reminded me of something in Europe, because European festivals are always mud fests, but they're not hot.
Yeah, we got the humidity. But you did some side shows with Mastodon as well. Who?
Couple, yeah.
I saw you. They opened for you back in, was it 2008? I saw you guys together. You've known those guys a long time.
Yeah, and me and Braun I'm cool with all the guys, but me and Braun are still close. He always comes over when he's in town and look each other up, when vice versa. So I see Braun more often than the other guys.
Oh, really? Do you live like close by-ish?
Nah, I'm so bad because people move. I think he's still outside of Atlanta, but he came to New York sometime this past year, and we had him over, went out and did shit.
Yeah, mad. That's awesome. And I did see your set list. You're not only playing the new material, but you've added in a couple of Slayer songs and Iron Maiden's Killers. Yeah. What a tribute, man. Paul Di'Anno.
This is the first place we played Killers. So the first day we played it was Sydney about a week ago.
Man, of course, Paul Di'Anno.
Well, you know, it's cool because even though my record's been out 6-7 months, there's still a bunch of people that don't know it. A lot of people don't even know I have a record. So when I made up this set list, I'm like, there's going to be a ton of people that never heard Crucifixation. So why don't we give them something they know instead? So that's how we decided to do Killers. And then we do the headline in US in January. We're going to continue to play Killers too.
Yeah, unreal, man. And of course, your new album, From Hell I Rise, came out earlier this year. Man, phenomenal album.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. And of course, you know, it's got all his signature flavors, all this, you know, it's got the energy, it's got a little bit of punk in there as well, but it's a bit different, man. Like, it's a little different than...
I think it's got like a little flavor of every piece of inspiration I've had in my career.
Yeah.
So I just put it all together, and that's what came out.
Is it stuff from the vault? Like, is it stuff that you've had that maybe didn't work for Slayer in the past that you're like, oh, you know, we can't...
There's definitely stuff like that. One that it didn't work is I couldn't find the riffs to finish it. So Residue, the bulk of that song is probably 20 years old. I think I played that with Paul the last time Paul was in the band.
Oh, wow.
And this time I finally found the intro and the glue to make it a song. So there's that. There's leftover stuff from Repentless. Now there's leftover stuff from Hell I Rise. So we got tons of stuff. We just got to fine tune and get to work on the record too.
Wow, man. Have you got a timeline set for that, or is it just...
I'm guessing 2026, because we're not going to do it until after this touring cycle's over, and I'm already booked till the end of next summer.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, the band you've got is all your mates, right?
Yeah.
Like the band behind you, got, of course, Paul, you got Phil, Mark from Death Angel as well, and Kyle Sanders as well. And man, are these? Did you just call them up and say, "Hey, what are you doing? You want to come out on the road and?"
Well,
You know,
I told Paul early on. I said, "Hey, Slayer's going away, but I'm not. So if you want to continue doing this, let's do it." Kyle, I had to play my cards early with Kyle because Vince suddenly died on us, and
Yes,
you know, I wanted to. I didn't want to push him in a weird time, but I also didn't want him to get another gig. You know, if he had other things in mind. So I called him up. I said, "Hey, man, I don't know what you're feeling about things these days, but I said, if you're going to continue to play, I got something for you in 2020. And that turned into 2024, but still.
But those guys are amazing musicians. Did you send them the tracks beforehand, or
Everybody had the tracks.
did you jam on them?
No,
like first
we never
before
played.
recording?
We never played together until we shot a video,
Wow.
and then we never played together with noise until rehearsal for our first shows.
That's crazy, man.
Like, we were all in the studio together, but we didn't play together. The only ones that played together were me and Paul.
And it felt like forever that no one knew who was in the band or who was
I know,
singing
that's
or
the best
anything.
that's the best kept secret in metal by far.
In this day and age in the fucking internet, man, like there's everything leaks.
It was awesome.
Everything. And those boys.
And everything you see
definitely
online was completely wrong.
I did see that. Everyone's like, man, we heard it all. We heard it all. And it's when it came out, I was like, man, everyone fits.
Yeah,
It's great.
I'm having a great time. So's the guys.
Man, that's unreal. But of course, you recently did your reunion with Slayer. Just one-off shows. How'd that come about? Was that something that's...
Well, something people probably don't know is we've been declining offers since 2019.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then it got to this one. My manager brought it up, and I said, well, I didn't want to do it until I could put a spin on it. And I said, well, we are coming up on the 5th anniversary of our last show. That's kind of cool. And it was way bigger deal than I gave it credit for being. I just thought this is going to be cool for the fans, whatever, you know, see the guys. But we were in Chicago. I got goosebumps. It was massive.
Man.
It was massive. And that being said, I don't want to give everybody the impression that we're going to do that all the time, because we're not. You know, I know we're going back to the Kentucky show that got canceled, and if they put something else around that, just to make the best of a couple days, you know, I'm open to it.
It's cool. It makes it kind of special as well, you know, like it doesn't have to be...
Well, it's only been 5 years, but when you put in perspective as somebody that's like 10 and was too young to go see Slayer,
Yes.
now they can.
Yeah.
Very, very selectively, but now they can.
Hey man, that next generation, they're loving it. Of course, you know, it's really cool. But I guess the phone's going to keep ringing. You just got to go no, and just be selective. You know,
Slayer's never going to tour again. Let me make that clear.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because anybody's got a beef with anybody. It's just, hey, we did our last tour, and you know, now we'll do a show here and a show there. But that's it.
So what's 2025 look like for you? I mean, you know, you got your solo band. Well, I wouldn't say it's a solo band. It's the name Kerry King, right?
Yeah, and I never wanted to call it that. But let me tell you something. Try to come up with a name.
It's impossible.
Fuck me, man.
Do you know how long it took me to come up with this podcast?
I tried for years, and I'm like, this is one. This is gonna work. I'd even pull a lyric out of one of my new songs and say that's gonna work.
It's hard. Were there any that were floating around that you can tell us that you're like, nah?
Well, the internet picked up on Blood Rain, which I liked.
That's a cool
but
one.
It's a Slayer cover band, and I didn't want any confusion. Then that switched to King's Reign, and that went all the way to the trademark attorney, I believe, and there's some reason why we couldn't do that.
Oh,
I mean, any of these people could be bought out, but I don't want to generate confusion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it came time for us to be announced on these summer festivals we did. And the promoters and everybody said, hey, just use Kerry King. Everybody knows your name. You know, you've got your own brand already. So I said, I went to all the dudes and said, we got to announce these shows, so we got to use my name. I'm like, I'm not into it. We'll see what happens.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see what you can do next, man. It's going to be unreal. It's going to be such a good, man. Big fan from when I was a young dude, so...
Cool. Yeah, it's a fun show, man. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, he's out. And we're going to have all the links down here. Kerry King, thanks so much for hanging out, man.
Cheers.